So when I make trap bases, I make a lot of enemies, and I mean a lot.
Hello, Dirt Rider. How are you?
Nice to see you again. I am everywhere.
Hey, Dirt Rider.
And I needed a base design that was quick, simple, and impenetrable. And just recently, while scouring the internet, I ran across this amazing base. I am proud to introduce you to the tank base created by Serial Overdrive over on YouTube. Check his channel out, link is in the description. But this base is impenetrable. This base is small, simple, and cheap to make. Now this can accommodate one person, two people, or even three people depending on how big you want to scale it. And it's modular, so when you get farther into the game after you have the original bunker down, then you can upgrade it to something even bigger. And I'm going to show you how to build this perfect base. Let's get right into it. You guys are not already subscribed, feel free to hit that subscribe button because I post roast content all the time and you do not want to miss it. Now what makes this base so good that anytime you're about to get offline or you're going to do something dumb that could possibly get you raided like I always do, all you've got to do is throw down a twig half wall and then a triangular floor, upgrade it to whatever quality the rest of your base is, and now if somebody raids you, they will have to go through that floor. And if you want to open it up, just spawn in on your bag and break that twig half wall and it will break the floor. Now to start this build, you want to place one square foundation followed by a triangular foundation and then two raised triangular foundations. Upgrade all those foundations to at least stone and put walls up surrounding the whole base except one empty space where we'll be putting a doorway. Place 3 doorways exactly as I do. And go ahead and upgrade that to the same quality as your foundations. Go ahead and put triangular roofs above the triangular foundations. Now where the square foundation is, we want to go ahead and raise the walls up with half walls. Once the half walls are up, put a square roof on and upgrade everything to the same quality as your foundation. And that is pretty much the main structure of this base, and if you haven't already, go ahead and put all the doors up. Now the reason why we put the half walls up in place is so we can put a triangular floor up there, and that will allow us to put more boxes and more storage up there because this is a very cramped base. Now in order to reach up there, we're going to put a half twig wall and then also followed by a triangular floor. We can leave it wood for now, but make sure to never upgrade the half wall because we need it to stay twig so we can easily break it to get access in and out of the base. Place your tool cupboard in the back corner, and up top you can put 2 large boxes and 1 small box. Now cool thing about this is when we are inside the main base, you can actually just look up and reach the boxes from down below. Place a full wall above the twig half wall and upgrade that full wall to whatever the rest of your base is. Destroy the half twig wall and that will give you access to the rest of your base. Now placing the rest of your storage is going to be just personal preference because everybody has their own way of placing storage containers, but you are more than welcome to follow the same strategy I went by. That second raised triangular foundation will actually become your furnace room and you can put 3 small furnaces in here. And that pretty much is the basics for this base. Now something a lot of people won't realize is those 2 raised triangular foundations is the only way that floating floor that keeps the base closed can stay there. So the weak point of this base is going to be those raised triangular foundations, so if someone decides to use rockets on your base, once they get through those 2 doors, it will destroy the triangular foundation, leaving your base open, assuming it's only stone. So if they decide to go straight through your wall, or if they decide to go through the doorways, a stone base like this will only be a 4 rocket raid. Now sheet metal is a different story because at least when they raid you and the base is full sheet metal, they will blow through the 2 doors, realizing they will have to go through the foundation. By then it will become a 12 rocket raid, but if they just go directly through the wall next to your TC, they will only need 8 rockets. Now upgrading it all to armor will make it 19 rockets going through the doors, then the foundation, or 15 rockets if they were to go directly through the wall. Yes, now you see why I call it the tank base, and that's because this thing takes an absurd amount of rockets to actually raid, and it's so small and cheap. Now if you're wanting to do this with friends and also have the absurd amount of rockets required to raid this base, then you're in luck, because the only difference when you build this, if you want to do it with friends, is either add 2 square foundations to either side of the first square foundation you put down, or you could do 2 triangulars or a square and a triangle. It's all up to you. You would just wall them in and add them as storage rooms, and that will allow you to put 3 sleeping bags right next to the TC and have a ton of storage. You could also do this solo and just have a lot of storage space. Now, the only problem I've had with this base is the worry of it being too common out there, so when someone does see it, they want to raid it, they're just going to go straight through the wall instead of the doorways. Or maybe you want to live in this base for longer than 1 day and you want it to become a full compound. Well, fortunately, there's a solution to both of those. We're going to start by putting 2 triangular foundations as low as possible in the front and work our way around putting triangular foundations all the way to the other side, and then fill in the empty gaps where they could get through the walls with square foundations. Now, you can either do stone or sheet metal. The higher the better. It's just going to add more onto how much it'll cost them for the raid. Once all the foundations are put down, we want to go ahead and honeycomb in all of those foundations we just put down. And at the very front by our doorway, we just want to add another doorway facing the middle. Put a floor triangle inside of there, sort of to where it's cutting the doorway in half. And then from there, we want to make our way onto the roof and just cap all of the honeycombing that we've done. Now, we are still not done, but looking at your base from a top-down view, it should sort of look like this. Now, just like before, we want to take full height walls and go ahead and honeycomb on top of the honeycombing that we just did, and just do the exact same thing. Surround all the heavy metal roof with half walls. And to cap everything off, we would just want to go ahead and put floor tiles on top of the honeycombing, and then go ahead and put half walls on top of the rest of the high wall area that is open, and then cap that off too. And that will give you a completely flat top to your base. Now, from the outside looking in, you will never be able to tell that this is a tank base until you blow through a couple doors, and by then they're not even going to think about taking out the foundations, considering their high qual. And that will increase the amount of rockets needed to get into this base tremendously. Now, if you want to turn this into a full-size base, all you have to do is by the front door add a triangular foundation, wall up the side, throw on a ladder, and then go ahead and add an entryway to get onto your roof. And from here, the rest is up to you. You can build a shooting floor, you can go up even higher. Just whatever you need to do to accommodate the rest of your wipe. And that is how you build the tank base. I hope this video was helpful, and until next time, I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.